You know what you
All
should do?
right. Go ahead. I just started again. Go ahead.
Why don't you just use your iPad and make it easy? Everything easy.
I don't have it in here. I don't like that. Oh,
The
no.
iPad makes everything easy, and then you don't even have to upload. You just hit upload to our YouTube channel.
I'll bring it in
It
one
goes
day.
right there to it.
You can show me how to do it because I don't
Might be so much better for
It
you.
might be. I don't really like that. Let's go to number 5 though. On the facilitator page, the facilitator leads the team
You want
to
to use my phone now?
no, Ronnie, I'm okay. To brainstorm words that describe the purpose of the meeting. These words are crafted into a statement that the team commits to and helps the team to stay on the same page when meetings. This becomes the team mission. So we spent a lot of time talking about this in our last coaching session, developing a team mission. So basically, facilitators, we're using brainstorm. You know, that's one of our techniques that we use in the process. And we're trying to help facilitate team members to really generate our team mission. What are we here to do? So for the youth support partners, it's remembering the strengths and the culture of the family when we're trying to help with this brainstorming session, whether it's for the mission or whether it's for action steps. It's always based on strengths and culture of the family. Now, this might be something new to the professional supports that are in the family of how meetings are done. So, you know, facilitators, it's your job to sort of coach them, prep them, help them to understand, you know, how valuable this process of brainstorming can be to the overall implementation plan. The team mission is going to really guide you. You know, the team mission is what everyone sits around and agrees that this is why we're here.
That could be a challenge too, because sometimes they're so used to a direct agenda. You know, okay, he's acting bad, what are you guys gonna do about it? You know, I've noticed that it becomes difficult. They feel like, okay, let's just get to the bottom of this, we don't need no mission, you know, we're not used to it.
Right.
And I think a lot of the schools are, well, you talk about the household families.
No, I'm talking about the schools, they're not used to us having missions and.
Yeah, the schools are so, they're not, this being a non-traditional wraparound service, they look to, okay, how many hours you gonna come in, how many hours?
Are you gonna sit in the classroom?
You sit in the classroom, you gonna walk with them.
You gonna walk with them, you gonna take them out of school.
Yeah.
Right. So what does that mean you have to do more?
Well, I think overall, you know, as a high five, we need to provide more education to the larger networks about high fidelity wraparound and provide more literature so that they can, you know, get familiar with it. But you know, a lot of that is done during the first orientation meeting at the school.
Right.
Like, you know, this is what we are, this is what we're not, and then have a, you know, we communicate a realistic expectation at that first meeting, so they won't, you know, we're not your first call, we're not your second call, where, you know, once we share a plan with you, all the resources and numbers that you use, you know, if you have, you know, utilize all that, and then you know.
Right. It's really using the plan to guide how you function as a team. And so yes, you're right. Preparation is key to this. It's key to helping team members that are not comfortable with the process or not used to dealing or working in this way. It's helping them sort of learn the process. And the families. I mean, the families aren't always used to doing it this way either. So brainstorming sort of just characteristics about what they bring to the table. With developing the team mission, you may want to go around and ask, how do you feel like you can support the family? What do you bring? What are your strengths to the family? And then just do it in words. Just, you know, what do you call that? The paper, the white paper. Putting the white paper up and then just putting key words up there. Sticky notes and things like that. And just going around a couple times doing that and then looking at it and trying to put them in sentences. Trying to come up with an actual statement that really describes all of the points that we put here. Right. Okay? Alright. Beginning with the discovery, we talked about this. The team reviews, amends, and reaches consensus on positively framed youth and family need statements that are in language everyone can understand and do not suggest solutions. Do not suggest solutions. The priorities of the needs are listed and finalized. So when we're developing these need statements, and this is very important for the support partners, when you're helping families identify needs are not services. And I think sometimes we get caught up in services. They'll say things like, his IEP is out of date, and I really need his IEP to be up to date. The IEP itself is a service. It's not a need. The need is what he's using the IEP for. You know, is it for emotional support? Is it for a learning disability that he may have? What do you think? The follow-up question would be, what do you think this IEP is going to address? That's how you start to get at what the needs are and not so much what the services are. Because we're quick to, I need therapy, I need him to get back on his medication. Okay, that may be. What do you think this medication is going to address? How is the medication going to help? What purpose is it serving? Is that clear for everybody? So when you're gathering information about needs, you're making sure that when you're writing them facilitators, that you're writing them positively and strength-based. So it's not in a deficit. It's not, I don't know, let's come up with a need. We'll use the IEP example. My child needs to stop being so angry all the time. The IEP is going to help do that. So the need statement that she sort of came up with is dealing with the anger. So turning that around, the needs may be, I would like my child to increase the number of times that he is in a good mood. So you're not talking about him acting up or acting out. You're talking about on the other end of it, how he's increasing the good behavior. Exactly. So, okay, so that's how you sort of have to turn it around. Yes, that's good. Okay.
No, seriously, that's good. That's good. That's a good way to look at it.
Right. It's always
And
on the other
I'll
strength base.
remember that when I'm doing
Okay.
things with y'all.
Number 7, prioritize needs related to team mission. Again, we also have to remind families what our mission is. That's why it's important to come up with a mission statement. Are the needs related to mission? How are these needs going to help us get to our mission? Help them, family, see their vision. How is it related? If it's not related, do we need to change our vision? Do we need to tweak our mission a little bit? Maybe this is something that we want more. So how do we do that? But we always have to do check-ins to make sure that the needs that we're coming up with are related to that mission. Okay. YSPs, FSPs know available community resources and natural supports. YSPs make suggestions on brainstorming. So when you're doing your brainstorming session, you're always saying, who can help us with that? How have you dealt with this in the past? Was anybody involved? Is that somebody we can include into the team meeting? You know, Jazz, community service, always including the community. So kid says, you know, he likes boxing. That's something that he's into, so that's a part of his culture.
Try to find some community service.
Exactly. So you're brainstorming needs, right?
Okay.
And you're coming up with an action plan. You're remembering likes boxing. How could we include this into the plan? 4 more. 8, the facilitator assists the team to develop methods of evaluating progress towards addressing concerns and meeting priority needs. These are the measurement strategies that mark the progress being made in the need areas, but at the goal level and bigger need areas. Answers the questions, how do we know the plan is working? So, facilitators, when you're identifying what the goals are based on the families, you also have to come up with a way to measure progress. We don't want to be planning, doing action steps, and we're not getting any closer to what our goal is. And we won't know whether we're getting to our goal if we don't have a strategy. It does not have to be this long, elaborate way of measuring it, but it should be concise, it should be measurable, so it should be something that you can assign numbers to. And it should be related to meeting the need. Right? Okay.
The goal should be related to the need.
Right. And support partners. You're not left out of this, you know. you're a part of this meeting as a team member, right? So, you know, they're coming up with goals and strategies and measurement strategies, and you want to say things. How is this related to the goal? If you see something that doesn't seem to fit, you want to say, how is this getting to youth goal of quitting smoking? You know, how is this helping mom increase or improve her communication skills?
Right.
You know, it's constant. Facilitator leads a robust brainstorming process to develop multiple options to meet established goals. We talked about this. Our brainstorming options, you should have at least, for a MET, at least 6 to 8. 6 to 8.
6 to 8 brainstorming options.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, when you brainstorm, a true brainstorming session, it's really random.
12, 14.
Yeah, it can be, you know, anything from the kitchen sink all the way up to whatever. You know, it's allowing the team to sort of come up with ideas, and you're writing them down. We're not judging them, we're not evaluating them, we're just writing them down. That's all we're doing. We're helping support partners, helping the family members make sure that they have a voice in this process, that they understand what the process is, and that they're actively participating in this brainstorming session, because it's more likely that the plan will work if the options are coming from them. Right. And we're not evaluating them. So again, going back to our ground rules, you know, sometimes kids will come up with things that may be off the wall, but our other team members may not understand that and may say things like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not
We'll
what it
say
was.
it's a good idea and keep on moving.
And we'll remind them of our ground rules. You know, no judging, no blaming, no shaming. You know, we're just putting everything down. That, and I've done brainstorming sessions before, and if you really just, first thing that comes to your head and put them down, and you start to see things, they'll generate more ideas. And it could really develop some good options. From there, you're going to select the options that the team feels are going to be the best and most effective. Okay? This is where support partners, you really have to advocate for the families, because there are going to be times when family members, youth or family, want to do something that the other team members don't want to do. And you really have to advocate for them in those situations.
Man, this was walking backwards. I swear we see the camera. You just walking backwards.
All right, let's look at number 8 on the support partners. The YSP and FSP provide just enough support for youth and family to self-advocate and keep their own views in check. So in your advocating, you're making sure that it's their opinions.
Not ours.
It's not ours, right? And always remembering the culture. You know, being culturally competent in this it can be easy when you're dealing with issues that are they're easy to identify. Religion, you know, I don't know, race, things like that. Those are things that I think we're more comfortable dealing with because we're used to that being related to culture. But when it's things like staying up until 11 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock in the morning, it may not be like it may not be readily foreseen as cultural. You're not necessarily right. You may not be saying, "Oh, this is related to culture," but it's their culture. It's their family culture within, you know, in their household. It may be different from yours, and those are the ones that sort of throw you. Those are the ones that sort of go, "Why are you doing that? It shouldn't be up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Why isn't he going to bed at 8 o'clock?"
I think that's the most difficult thing sometimes is to remove the prejudice behind things, because
especially me, it's really hard for me to do that. I try my facilitators to keep me, you know, Karen give me a crazy eye, but like, and I'll be like, you know what I mean? But it's sometimes it's hard, you know, to keep my own personal views to myself, especially when we're talking about things of that nature.
Right.
As far as the way
You raise
children
your
are
children.
allowed to cuss at their parents.
Right.
or smoke marijuana
Mhm.
in front of, with their parents. And I'm saying, what in the world is going on with this family that
Or
they're allowed
tell
to
their
do?
parents what they're
Yeah,
going
what
to
to
do.
do. Yeah. Like,
It's a lot.
yeah, so it's
You
hard
want
for
to take
me.
your belt off, like,
Yeah.
but
But we know, and I have to,
Whip somebody else.
I might look at the child. Karen might say, "Oh
That's
gosh,
hard.
So let's do that.
So
Let's
anyway.
think about that just for a second though.
Wanna
'cause
do
I think
behavioral
that this
rehearsal
is-
right there?
I think that this is important. Let's talk about, like, let's use the example of the child that smoked marijuana with the family.
Listen."
So let's
It's
talk
our
about
kid.
that, the family that smokes with their child, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that this is a part of their culture. How do you, we also know that the result of this
It's gonna be bad.
is going to be bad, right?
Mhm.
So we know that. We're not supposed to be judging, right? And we're supposed to be culturally competent, and keep our own views in check. But how do you then help them to identify that maybe this behavior is not the best? So what kinds of things would you say to them?
You show me.
I was
Okay,
you took
this
the
is
words out
gonna
my mouth.
be,
'Cause
this is
what I
gonna
need help
be
with.
MR,
Mhm.
this is gonna be JR,
Mhm.
or JM, and mother and daughter.
Okay.
And you're gonna be the facilitator.
Okay.
Or the, no,
We're
family
gonna be-
support partner.
Okay.
All right?
Run the show.
Just so that you could,
Okay.
We're going on with the flow.
That's okay. Fine.
Yes, Ronnie.
You can be Raul.
you could be the
I don't have a
father.
rule. I don't have
be
a
the
rule.
dad.
You be the father. You be the father. He don't even
But
know the
remember,
What is
this
it?
culture
What's
is
this culture? Is a African
She's
American?
allowed.
This is
Latina?
Hispanic.
Latina.
Oh, I can do that.
No.
We don't need the accent.
You don't need the accents.
Background is father has a heavy substance abuse
Mhm.
And mental
problem
health.
and maturity
Issue
level is not
Okay.
of his age.
Maybe-
Not according to his age.
Maybe 14.
Substance
Literally,
abuse, okay.
over 14 and 15-year-olds.
Mhm.
Did you just do that?
Ronnie, you play too much. Okay, so let's
Okay.
do it. So,
You're gonna be the family support partner.
okay.
We doing
And-
it.
I see.
Yeah. No, she's gonna be the family support partner because she's gonna show me what
Okay.
I should be doing.
Well, we need a YSP because I don't know what to do in this situation.
Okay, well, we'll do
I can
both.
do the YSP then. Seriously,
be the
I can be the
YSP.
YSP.
You're better off.
Okay.
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 All right, so let's do it. So, how set up the scene for?
Okay, the scene, we're in the front room of this family's home.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm coming over for,
A checkup.
to gather information.
You can come to gather information. Okay.
Okay, now, we're together,
Okay.
but you're introducing me to this family. You're the family support partner, and I'm just,
You should be the family member.
I'm a family member.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, she's gathering information.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be the family member.
And your mom?
Yeah.
All right,
Mom,
and your child.
you,
I'll be the child.
dad, and
Oh,
I'm a
I'm still
family,
dad.
matter of fact, I'm grandma, because grandma and me, we're tight.
Right.
Okay, so let's do
Okay.
this.
I'll
Okay,
be
so
that. I'm
Okay.
that.
I'm family support partner, so I will be talking to Karen. So I would say,
Just say what's going on.
yeah. So tell me about your
personal
concerns. Tell me some of the things that you want to work on.
Well, I'll tell you how Jasmine starts conversations,
Hey.
right?
We can't say
It's okay.
that.
No, hey.
It's
I'm
okay.
just gonna-
So usually when we're all together, we talk to her, she'll say, Emma's doing better, she's not staying out late at night, she's listening to the home rules, and then usually our support partners say, well, what's changed, what's working? And so, Jay will say, I'm letting her smoke marijuana in the house.
Okay.
But she can't smoke with her friends.
Right, can
So,
Okay, so say that. Go ahead, just like.
So,
talk to me. So-
yeah, she, you know, I don't want her to be out in the street getting it from somewhere else because it could be laced.
Mhm.
So, and I don't know what kind of reaction it could have and who could take advantage of it. So I would rather, I feel better letting her smoke in the house and sometimes her friends come over.
Okay.
Okay.
So tell me this,
Is she 12?
Jesseline. How comfortable are you with this?
Well, I feel better that she does it here and that she's safe. I let her know that she could do it with us if she ever wanted to because, I do it because of my health condition and anxiety. It helps me sleep.
So are you providing her with the marijuana?
That I don't know, but I think she might be.
Absolutely.
You have to.
Okay, so you're sharing your medicated marijuana with her?
Street value.
Oh, she's not getting it from a doctor?
No.
No, okay.
Well-
Self-medication.
Outside pharmacist, technically.
So, yeah, I provide, you know, the marijuana.
Okay, so you guys be the family.
Right, so, okay, so, let me ask you this, what is your ultimate goal?
No, I just want her to be in the house. I want her to be safe, and if that's what keeps her in the house, I'm willing to do it.
And are you familiar with what the consequences are for smoking marijuana with your child?
I am, I just, you know, we do it in the house, we feel very comfortable with it.
So what would happen?
I don't know what she says about that though. What do you
I don't think she even knows the consequences. I think
Yeah,
she thinks
she's
it's okay.
never been asked that.
She never been
I
asked.
don't
She's
Yeah.
never been asked
I
that.
never asked her.
Okay, so, we'll just, I mean, you can add
Yeah.
it. So, okay, so you know what the consequences are. You know, this could lead, if anyone were to ever, you know this, it can lead to, being arrested. You could be
Child
get a
endangerment.
child endangerment with a DHS case, and there's a lot of detrimental consequences to this. And I know you want to keep your child safe, and you feel like her smoking in the house will keep her out of the streets and the dangers of that. I agree with that, but would you like to plan around a way of possibly eliminating this?
Well, I don't think we should eliminate it because she gonna do what she wanna do anyway. So this is a way that we could keep her in the house and keep her safe too. Okay, she smoke a little weed. We all do it. And it's okay, long as it's in the house.
Okay, so Grandma,
And-
let me ask you this, Grandma. So what's your vision of the family?
Well, I think that, long as, you know, we ain't hurting nobody, we ain't hurting nobody. I mean, okay, she might, look, I don't really agree with her smoking weed, but if she gonna do it, then we gonna do it together because I don't want nobody to hurt my baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
So let me ask you
That's
this,
exactly
family.
yeah, yeah.
Let me ask you this, family. You want to keep her safe, so, right? You say you want to keep her safe, and you don't want anybody to hurt her. So do you think that there are alternatives to keeping her in the house or keeping her safe other than smoking marijuana?
Well, we tried everything, and
Like,
you know how
I do the same
she
thing.
sneak outside, she go everywhere. Now, she'll come to me and tell me what's going on, but she won't talk to her. You know why? Because she always judging her. She quick to tell her she's a whore, or she's this and she's that, and I don't do that.
So do you
I
think
just
her
love
smoking with you improves their
Well, she don't
relationship?
smoke with me, but she smoked with my daughter, and yeah, it improved their relationship.
Do you think there are other ways we can possibly work on to help improve our relationship?
Well, that's what we got you guys for.
Okay.
So that you can help. But for now, this is what's going on, and I don't see nothing wrong with it because if it keeps her from running the street at 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning, then that's
So what
that's
happens,
all
let
we
me
care
ask you, family,
right
what
now.
happens when you don't have any marijuana in the house?
You don't. You don't.
But what happens when that happens? What happens when the day comes that you don't have enough marijuana in the house?
We haven't got to that point.
Dang,
Yeah,
that-
and-
But what do you think
that'll
would
happen.
happen?
It's
But
not-
what would happen?
I don't know what'll happen,
Oh,
but
crazy.
What do you
I guess
think?
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
What you think?
And we ain't gonna get to that bridge.
So what happens when she goes to school and she's smelling like marijuana?
No. She's only smoking at night. She's not
So
smoking all day, every day like
right
that.
now. But you do know that the consequences for increased marijuana use means more marijuana use.
Yeah, but
So she's maybe smoking
Listen,
right now.
Angela, you talking crazy. You talking crazy, Angela. Michelle, tell her you don't smoke every day.
I don't smoke every day.
Would you like to smoke every day? I'm asking.
I don't know.
If someone gave you
Exactly.
permission
That's what
to
she said.
smoke every day, would you smoke every day?
I don't know. Depends on what mood I'm in.
You know, I'd rather
Weed
have
is
her
not
in the
harmful.
house, smoking, being with me and the family, than doing what she did when I was her age. At her age, I already had a boyfriend. You know, the year after that, I got pregnant. You know, I was taking care of a kid. I never got my education. I was being a mother. At least she's going to school. She's home with us and she's safe, and she's not going through what I went through.
Okay,
that's
so
kinda
let me
what I
ask
hear
you
when I
this,
talk to
Mom,
her.
right, and I hear what you're saying, and it seems to me that the common theme throughout all this conversation is safe. You want her safe, you don't want her in the streets, you don't want her to repeat the same behavior that you've been through. And the only solution that you've been able to come up with so far is marijuana smoke.
That's just for now, until, you know, that's what we got you guys for.
Right, so let me ask you this,
So-
let me ask you this, if we could come up with a plan to keep her safe, to keep her out of the streets, to help her make better decisions, and we can all agree on that, would that replace the marijuana use?
We might, we try.
We would-
try.
we
So
would
we can
try.
We're willing to try. We're
The-
willing to try.
The thing is, Michelle right now, she's, you know, she's coming straight home.
I think she's
after
having
school.
sex.
I'm not having sex.
Okay,
Well,
I
keeping
think
her in
she's
the
having
house
sex.
keeps an eye on her, so we know she's not having sex. Before she used to run away, we suspected she
For
was.
3, 4, 5 o'clock in the
And I
morning.
wasn't having sex then.
And she's 13 years old. We
okay,
can't
but
find her.
we're gonna plan, so let's do that, let's start brainstorming some ideas, think about before she started doing this, and figure out ways.
So that means that I have to stop smoking marijuana, because I'm gonna keep smoking marijuana in the house, and now she's gonna know I'm smoking it. She's gonna wanna know why I allowed her, and now she can't
Well,
do
Mom, we're all gonna sit here and agree together. If this
it.
is
I can't stop
something
smoking.
that,
I'm really
but if
sick.
this is.
So you gonna
I'm
come in here and
stressed.
tell us what we gonna do?
No, what I'm going to do is that you all are gonna decide how you're gonna proceed with this. If the ultimate goal is for her to be safe and in the house and on the right path and not out in the streets, and you want her to not smoke and use other alternatives, then we can plan around that. Mom, we're not asking you to stop or not to stop, but it's something that we will need to talk about. It's something that we all have to agree on. It's something that we all have to brainstorm different options of how we can make this work for everyone.
So you're not gonna call the cops on my daughter?
I am a mandated reporter. And as long as there is no risk of safety or harm to
We don't
her
smoke
or
while you're here,
others.
so you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. All you know is we trying to work on something. We being honest with you, and I don't think it's cool for you to come in here and you know, try to change everything,
But do
and
you want,
you don't know
do you
what's
want
going
to,
on.
do you want this process to work?
I do, but I'm saying
Okay, and
that,
that's all I'm asking. That's
okay,
all
so
I'm asking.
you don't call the cops, because we
That's
never
all
tell
I'm
you nothing
asking,
else.
but I will tell you
It's
this.
true.
Hold on,
I will tell you this. Any
Okay.
evidence of illegal activity, I will have to report that.
So,
But that's why we don't do nothing around here. You never came here and smelled nothing. You never came here and seen nothing. So all you know is what we tell
So
you.
Grandma, you tell me, at the end of the day, what's the most important thing for you right
Keeping her in the house after
So
curfew.
she, so
now? So
she's
that
not
is
having,
what we're going to plan
she's
around.
not having sex.
If
She
that
don't want
is
her
what-
smoking with anybody else.
Right, so if
pregnant
that's
out
what
there.
if that is our goal, then that is what we're going to plan around.
Okay. Thank you.
I think the important thing is, how is she gonna stick to a curfew? She doesn't care what I say. She goes wherever she wants, whenever
It
she
does
does.
whatever she wants.
We
And
have
she'll
to
take
call
her
the
butt
cops.
beating.
We have to go and look for her, and she doesn't listen to nobody.
Yeah. I sent all my nephews and my sons to go get her, and she runs from them.
Yeah.
She runs from them. They find her, she runs, and then I don't see her for another couple hours.
Okay, so Grandma, I'm
She
here.
doesn't talk. She doesn't talk to me. I ask her, try to give her everything. I buy her whatever she wants,
You do not want whatever.
and she does not talk to me.
Mhm.
You know, even the therapist at school, you know, she'll just go and cool down there, but she doesn't really open up and talk to me. So I don't know what's going on. I'm
So
frustrated.
you wanna talk about more communication, improving your communication skills, building a better relationship, and we can plan around all of that. What I'm gonna do is just take all this information that you're giving me, we're gonna take it back, and we're going to develop,
I don't want you to put marijuana in there at all.
okay.
I
so-
don't want to see it
So
in
what word would you
there at all.
rather me use?